Hey everybody, it's me, Pam, Dragon Moon Creations. Welcome back to my channel. I felt like being crafty the past couple days, so I finally came back here. My craft desk has been nice and cleaned off, and apparently I just couldn't have that. So I went through, believe it or not, I tried a different way of making the covering these pads. These pads. Tried a different way of covering them, and I tried this way of doing it, and I said, well, I need to make it smaller. It's too big. This one's a little bit wider. I thought it was a little bit. It is a little bit taller. Anyhow, this paper I was working with, I went back in there. I said, oh, what's this one? I don't even remember this one, even though it had the name on the spine. I said, what's this? Well, this was one of those Michaels, $4.99, and can't pass it up. I had to find something to buy, and this was the least offensive of those that at that time. And so I didn't want to pull out a page that I really liked and screw it up. So I pulled out this one to work with. And I wanted to figure out a way. Now this is another piece of paper from that collection. But it's all the same. The dots, so whenever I folded it up at the bottom, it's all the same. I don't have to worry about things being upside down. And this one turned out pretty good. And this is some of that cotton candy cardstock that I got from the auction that I lined it, because this is not double-sided paper. Of course, it's too cheap. But so I lined them on the inside. But this one, I didn't want it to be upside down, so I cut the paper instead of folding it over, and inked the edges and put the pocket in it that way. That is a pocket. It's a tight pocket, but I'll check one of these. But see, it is a pocket right there. But I forgot I had to glue, use wet glue instead of tape runner. And it squished out. No matter how thin the line was, it squished out. So when I came over here to do this one, it squished out a little too far. So it was kind of narrow. So I had to cut the back like that to make it fit in here like this. And it barely goes down enough to clear the top. So I know now to make my measurements a little bit longer, I guess. I don't mind cutting the cardboard backing. Not really, because, and it allows these things to be right side up on the bottom, which that's the continuation of the page. There's the carousel horse, and here's the rest of the carousel horse right there. So anyway, I worked on those two things. And then, hang on a second. I have a mess going on over here for some reason. Okay. All right. Then I said I still have a mess going on over here. Oh my gosh. Please. I wanted to continue working with this. And so I said, well, let me make some cards. So I picked out a couple other pages from here that one of them I really like, and one of them is, it was this. It was that right there. It's like, why do they can make it's really pretty, but sometimes the paper, see, that's that polka dot paper that I had. And I'll finish those later. I've got a couple of other covers to finish for those little legal pad covers. See, there's another one I won't be able to use for anything. I used one of these, and I used this one This is really, it was really hard to work with. I don't like it. And there's another one. This is a really pretty paper, actually. Some of them are really, really pretty. And I don't mind the stripes. And then this one. This one's really just dreadful. I mean, I like the colors, but I don't like the pattern that's put together. It's pretty paper. So, and I used 2 full sheets. There's a cutoff from the other one. I used 2 full sheets, and this is what I had left over. But I made 6 cards. So, but I can make little smaller cards out of that, or my little scrap card that I have, that pattern that I made. And then I went looking for something to match this pink. It's kind of a strange pink. So I actually had this one from Recollection, and it's called Flamenco. And it matched perfectly. The dark one in there matched really well. Maybe not perfect, but really well. Anyway, I started out with these 2 cards, and I got that inspiration from, I got it from a Freshly Made Sketches. No, my favorite things. It was a sketch of my favorite things. This one right here. I kind of got it from that. I didn't use as large a doily though, and I did put some layers on it. They don't give measurements. I'm assuming it's for an A2. And if you ever watch Christy Marcotte, you know, she'll take the entire sheet, you know, she'll cover the entire card base with it. It's like she'll cut one that's, you know, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and just cover the whole card base with it. I don't do that. I'd end up trimming so much. But anyway, that was that one. And I think I just lost my other one. That, my favorite things sketches. Okay. And that's where I got the inspiration for that. I have this little die. I don't know where I got it. And I have this. And you know, I cut, if y'all remember, I was on this, went on this cutting doilies kick, so I'd have them when I needed them. Well, I didn't have the color I needed, so I had to cut them anyway. But anyway, so I made 2 of those, and they are identical. And then I moved on to, these are just inspiration sketches. I moved on to the Queen and Company, and this is like for a die set. And that was my inspiration for this one, for the next set. And I did make 4 of these. Again. And I really like I like this combination. It kind of struck me that I did this like I would if I was doing a sheet load, you know, because you'll cut them and then you'll rearrange the pieces, you know. So what's on here flips over here. And I measured everything, had to measure everything because, like I said, this has no measurements. It's just an idea. So, and I had the I can't hold a train of thought. It's late in the afternoon, and I'm kind of done for the day. But I had the die for the happy birthday, and I had it somewhere. I kept looking, I couldn't find it. I was getting aggravated. I couldn't find it. And then I had already looked at, I was flipping through these, you know. I had I used a stamp die for that one too. And I got these from Temu. Either Temu or AliExpress a long time ago. So that's the postage stamp die on that. And then but I didn't see, I was looking for that happy birthday, and I saw the hearts and I didn't see it, but it was on the bottom of it. So I had to go back through and pull everything out, pull all of my dies out, and finally find that. But anyway, I think they turned out okay. I don't know what it is with me and pink lately, except for the fact that I got a crap load of pink in that in that haul, that auction haul. And anyway, that's what I did. I kind of like these. Anybody have a birthday coming up? And I kept thinking this one needs something over here, but I didn't know what to do, so I'll think about it. And I don't want to put something on there yet that I don't like. I wanted it to be something flat, but I don't know what to put on there. Anyway, those were the cards I made today. And let's see. I went through a long time ago. I got, some lady was giving away craft supplies. I forget. It was probably what? It might have been, it was probably during COVID. Or maybe right after COVID broke, and we were allowed to actually see each other again. Bunch of crap. Anyway, I was going through a bunch of the paper because I had a bunch of paper, and I went through and found a bunch of this paper. Some of this has been used, and I said, this is all double-sided, and I said, I gotta use this. This is sassafras. There's Echo Park, Basic Gray, crepe paper. I don't even know what that one is. American Crafts. I said there was just a bunch of it, very brightly colored. But I thought about doing some of these, since they're double-sided, doing some of the legal pads covers with these. But this one has bees on it, so I could turn them up a lot easier. And they were just sitting in a tote, and I think there were doubles, maybe triples of a lot of these. So, but I think there was only one of the bees, but that was the bee one. So this one I didn't really care for it anyway. I like this side, but I don't like this side. I thought I could do one out of that because I have a lot of those mini legal, what are they, 5x8 legal pad, mini legals. I like this, this one's pretty. I like the colors on that. But I just went through and I picked up a bunch of them. This is Studio Calico. And I said, well, I'm going to use them. It may not be what, you guys would use them for, but I'm going to. Konnichiwa. Nice to meet you. Oh, it is konnichiwa. It's Japanese. Oh, konnichiwa. Yeah. So, may not be what you would use them for. You may say, oh, I would use it for this or that. Well, I just need to use it. This is, I don't know what, Imprime en France, CasseArt.com. And I've never heard of it. This is a My Mind's Eye. It's got some schmutz right here. I thought if I use this as the outside of the cover, I could turn this up and the schmutz would get covered. Right? And I do like My Mind's Eye. Always like My Mind's Eye paper. And see, some of the stuff, it's, I don't know. Hey, it was free. So, and I really like this one. It's really thick. It's really, really thick. So I'm going to go through and pick out some of these and make either journal covers or notebook covers or something, and try to use some of this paper. But my thing is now, I was back here working in the craft room. It's a couple days. I made those other cards in pink, and then I made my those mini legal pad covers. I made those yesterday, which I still need to decorate the fronts. I have to be in the mood to do that. And then today I made the cards because it has rained and rained and rained and rained for days, and it's cold. We have a freeze warning. It's frost tonight, and freeze warning tomorrow night. It's supposed to get as low as 34. So it's been rainy and cold. We've had temperatures like 62, 64. And I said, I'm not going outside and work. I need to go outside and work, but I like it just a little bit warmer than that. And I need it to not be raining. So I decided to do some stuff inside. And I did this. This woman really, she really had some champagne taste in paper. I do recollections and paper studio, and she's doing crepe paper and a lot of good studio calico. So but I still have more of this, and I found it. Went to looking again and through that stuff that I got that it's still in a tote. My cats sleep on top of it. It's back in my sunroom, and then I ended up getting more paper. So I'm still, bummed about Punky, of course. That's going to be with me forever. And last night I started being boo-hooey about it. And I thought maybe I should get a tattoo. It's like that, break up with your boyfriend, cut your hair. And I got to thinking about it. I thought, well, he'd be the only one I would get it for. It's like a little paw print and with the day he died. And I know definitely the day he died. I don't know definitely what his birthday is, so I couldn't put anything like that. And but I've been wanting to get a tattoo for a while. All my life I've been steadfastly against it, but now it's like I want to get a honeybee right here, and I have to find somebody that's really, really good because I want it to look like a honeybee landed on my arm. And I don't want a big, I want it to be honeybee size. And that's going to be detailed. And I have to find somebody who's really, really good. And I've been asking people about their body art and asking them, well, that's really pretty. Who'd you have? Oh, I had this one done in Morgantown. Well, I had this one done at the beach. When I was at Myrtle. So it's like my daughter-in-law, my son's wife, she has several. But she gets larger ones, so I'm not really sure. I need somebody that does fine detailed work. Anyway, okay, I rambled on enough. I just wanted to show you what I made and show you what I probably tomorrow in the morning I'll be working on something else because pretty soon it's going to be warm and I have to be out do some stuff outside, and then pretty also after that it'll be too warm and I won't be able to go out because the humidity and the heat will cause me not to breathe. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.